I've been told this is standard. Oh, we have one more. Hi.
Hi.
It's alright.
It's okay.
We're just about to start.
Yeah, it's okay.
Thank you for coming. My name is Samia. I am one of the co-founders of Dairay. The other one, unfortunately, as much as she wanted to, could not be here. But we do have a short video of her which we'll show you. Just a quick roundup of what we'll talk about today. I will give you an introduction about Dairay and the website, why we created it, what it stands for, and what we hope to achieve from it. Samia will then go on with an amazing workshop, which inshallah you guys will have a blast with. And then we'll close with any questions and hopefully how you can stay involved in the community. So before I go on about how you can get involved about Dairay and what it is, I want to quickly play a quick video of Anam Abdullah, who's the other co-founder and who could not be here. And after that, thank you so much for supporting and being here, and especially to Samia, because we literally, like Anam said, I cold contacted her on LinkedIn, and you've got such amazing support. What I want to do quickly is not repeat what Anam said, but quickly show you what we've done. I'm hoping you guys have seen this already.
Yes. Yeah.
It's fine if you haven't, you can say no, but I'm hoping you've already seen it. But the importance of this is we want to create a safe and secure zone where you can actually have targeted access to amazing Pakistani women. So when you go and network, for example, you always try to find things in common. Did they go to the same school I went to? Do they like cricket? Are they part of this club? This is that zone. This is a space where people already have common things with you. They become members only when they're supposed to support you and get support from you. So we really encourage you to sign up if you haven't. Create your profiles. Please spread the word. Like I said, we have full-time jobs. This is literally built on word of mouth, and we need your support to take this forward. I want to talk quickly about our mission and our values. Like Anam said, she spoke about the mission a little bit, but we have three core things on the website. The first is sharing. Sharing inspirational stories, not just about very, very famous people you hear about anyways, which is also amazing, but also about the other women who are every day working very hard and defining success in their own way, frankly. The other is discovering online resources, targeted blogs, targeted career advice from people who've been there. So for example, if you're interested in a career in investment banking, what does the person who spent 10 years there has to say? What does the person who's just got the job they wanted have to say? How did they get that? Providing that perspective. And the third is connecting you to each other. Anam spoke about that as well, and I briefly alluded to it. We're really connecting you in a secure and safe space, finding mentors, creating relationships. And then lastly, which is not what we have in the workshop, but we want to get there, and that's why Samia has been so incredible in helping that. We want to make this a very practical learning forum. Webinars, seminars, workshops, inshallah all around the world. So I'm not going to take more of your time now, I'm going to let you be. That is our hashtag. If you cannot see it, it literally says Dairay Workshop. And our handles are @DairayPK and @DirectionNotes, not @DirectionNotes. And that's it. We'll be here at the end for any questions, and I'm going to hand over to the person you're here for.
Thank you, Zaira. I attend Twitter, like live tweets, live pictures. Tweeting, posting is very common. So feel free to do that. All right. Hello, everyone. So glad you guys are here. I should stand here. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you so much, Zaira. And I think generally we always, thank people towards the end, but I want to take this opportunity to thank her up front, to Zaira, to Anam, to Dairay, for bringing us all of us here together. And she's already said a lot about Dairay and about what we plan to do. But I just want to say the amazing work they're doing and the kind of support we've had together, the kind of experience we've had together is amazing. So thank you so much. On that note, let's get started. So first of all, tell me a bit about yourself. All right. So we'll do some round of introductions. Few people, shouldn't take that long. So just tell me your name, what you do, why you're here, and something you have done that others haven't. What makes you unique? Who wants to start? Rabia? No. No? It's just an introduction, come on.
Why don't you bring
I'll do my introduction later. Yeah. Anyway,
Just set your tone, so yeah, it'll help others if you do it first.
no, my introduction is a little longer. Okay, Sarah.
Okay, my name is Sarah Nachi and I'm a preschool teacher. I'm Montessori directress and I'm here because I haven't attended any workshop like this and something I've done.
We're a housewife.
Yeah, but previously
You a lot, trust me.
You're a homemaker.
right, yes, currently I want to shift my career, which is why I'm here. Probably I get any clue, any direction, which helped me for that. And what makes me different? I actually, my mother was not well since 6 to 7 months, and she needed my attention. So I quit my job. I sacrificed my career for her, and I think I was at the peak of my career, and probably it makes any difference from others.
Can we give a round of applause?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm here. Alhamdulillah, now she's fine, so I'm looking for other options now.
Great. Very good.
My name is Nida and I'm currently a relationship manager in Dubai Islamic Bank. Why I'm here? Actually, I've spent 4 years in my banking sector and currently I'm also doing my MBA. So after meeting a lot of people from different backgrounds and different industries, I feel like I need to give myself a chance and make a new direction and shift to a new industry where I can challenge myself. Something you have done that others haven't. I think I do a lot of multitasking. It's just that I drive, I work, I study, I cook, I shop. I mean, there's a lot of things going in my life, and I often my mother says, "Beta, ghar pe kab hoti ho?" So there's a lot of things going on in my life. I mean, so social life at the same time, going out with friends, going out with family. There's a lot going on in my life. Apart, I mean, still one thing is left, that's marriage. So I have to say something. So don't need to make that clear.
Good, very good. Super, great.
So I'm Anam Kamran. I'm an entrepreneur, by the way, running and what makes me unique. I think I am Anam Kamran. That's enough for makes me unique. No one else is Anam Kamran.
Awesome. That's the spirit. Great. Super.
My name is Amber Ghani and
Sorry, Amber?
Ghani.
Alright.
I am a teaching assistant at University of Karachi in the Faculty of Islamic Studies. And nowadays I am also doing my PhD research work. So that's something that I am doing teaching and as well as I am doing my research work, and I just want to enhance my skills so that I can bring up more women and more girls in this field so that they can be free to do what they want to do.
Great. Very good. I have spent most of my life in Dubai. I grew up here in Dubai when it was a desert, and I'm now here when it's transformed into a glamorous city full of skyscrapers, full of great stuff. I studied here in Dubai as I was growing up. Then I came back to Karachi for my studies and work. I joined PNG. I was working here for about 2.5 years, and then they transferred me to Dubai. So I've been in Dubai, in my second stint since 2009. Then I got married in 2012. I now have a baby now. She's alhamdulillah 2 years old. And yes, I've been in Dubai since then. My work experience, so PNG it is, 24 countries, 9 years, 8 brands, and one awesome company, which is PNG. I was in brand management, marketing, so I was a brand manager, then a senior brand manager, did different roles. Most of my experience is hair care related, so you can see all the hair care brands, Pantene, Burt, Wella, and all of this. It was amazing. Almost a decade of meeting interesting people, diverse people, traveling, managing a huge team, learning, growing, and ever since I moved to Dubai, because obviously when you're here in Pakistan, it's mostly you're working with Pakistani people, which is also great. But then when you move elsewhere, and Dubai is a very multi-ethnic, multicultural sort of place, so you learn a lot. Because what I believe is the more you grow in the corporate ladder, the technical skills, the work skills are there, they're important. But what's more important is other soft skills and the leadership skills and how to navigate your way around in the company. And it's really a great learning experience when you're working with very different people who you don't share a lot in common with, different backgrounds, and you kind of work your way around that. So it was a great experience all in all. Loved every bit of it. I think 10 years was long enough to get bored. So eventually, I got bored of selling shampoos and soaps, and I wanted to really do something more meaningful, something more motivating, and that's where Direction Dose was born. So Direction Dose is my baby after my real baby. This is my second baby. It was founded in this May, so it's been quite recent, the last couple of months. And basically, it's a career and business coaching for millennials. So I work with young people like you, Gen Y, people who are like 18 to 35, and I coach them on career matters, so be it career development, career growth, transition, most of the things that you guys have already mentioned, and as well as startup coaching and entrepreneur coaching as well. So I do that, and it's basically for people to get an experience of how individual one-to-one coaching and career development can take place, so they can further excel and grow in their careers. Especially now, I've been hearing that in Pakistan, there's not a lot of trend on coaching, and even if it's there, it's just more counseling or mentoring or people giving advice. So I think at this point, it's a good point to separate the two. So coaching is very different than anything else. Mentoring, counseling, consultancy, it's very different in the sense that I'm not here to give advice. That's not my job as a coach. Yes, I know a lot, I have experience, I have all of that stuff, but we believe that you as individuals, you as people are complete, and you are powerful and you're resourceful. You have all the answers you need to know within you. So the job of a coach is to get those answers out of you, to extract that. So what we do is, through asking powerful questions, through different tools and techniques, we let you know yourself better. So it's like a process of more self-awareness, self-discovery, and we are just there as facilitators. So like in the movie, you are the hero, I'm the sidekick, just getting you to move and getting you to go to, from point A to B from where you wanna go. Why am I here? So I'm here because of this. I really, really believe like my biggest purpose in life, my criteria in work, everything that I do starts from making an impact. So I want to make an impact on the world. I want to make a positive influence to the people I work with, to women, obviously, especially very close to my heart. And I want to make people grow, make people excel and succeed, and let them what's very important to me is for people to know themselves better, because what happens is more often than not, with all the complexities and superficialities and how fast life has become now, we just get absorbed and immersed in the clutter, and we don't know who we are or who we were or who we want to be. So it's basically, connecting with people to get to know themselves better, to get to know their core better, so that they can make decisions that are much more empowering and that takes them to their goals. All right, any questions so far? Am I speaking too fast? Sorry, I get this all the time, you're speaking too fast. It's okay. Very good. So with that, let's move on. This is the agenda for the day. Only 3 topics. I completely believe in less is more. So, we're going to talk about career purpose. What is a career purpose? How to have it. We're going to do a small activity. Then how to, I think a lot of people ask this question, right, Saira, on the resume bit. The people wanted to know how to write a CV, how to
It's a very popular question. We've also put up a blog on this and we flagged it to Samia. It's a very popular question.
Exactly. So we're going to talk about that. And then yes, networking, a lot of people mentioned as well that they're here for networking, and I'm going to talk about how and why networking is so important for your career. Alright, just a disclaimer, this is not a training, it's a workshop. We're going to roll up our sleeves, if we have any sleeves, and get our hands dirty and get started, and we're going to do a lot of activities and exercises together, because I think that's the best way to learn. You learn through experience. I can stand here and talk blah 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 for 3 hours, you're going to go back, not remember a single thing. So we'll work together, and that's how we will make it much more actionable and memorable. On that note, let's start. So what do we mean by having a career purpose that inspires action? You guys gave me answers on why you're here. Let me play this for you and tell you why you're here.
They would never.
Yeah? What do you think it is alluding to?
I think most of us can relate because we really go to work without knowing the purpose of why we're doing it. Maybe the purpose that they're doing
If you had
this
Sorry,
one.
1 second.
what
Yeah.
I think most of us can relate to it because we don't know in the morning daily we wake up and go to work, then why we are
the only purpose for most of us.
And most of us are hating it, forgetting it. We wake up every morning and we don't want to do it, but we yet do it. So I think yes, the bigger purpose is somewhere else, something else.
But do you stop and think about why am I doing it?
No, I don't think so. We're just so busy in that rat race that we're just going and going.
That's the thing, because we all have a lot of responsibility, you know, someone has to take care of their parents, families, this and that, someone has to earn, so it's about money, you know, you cannot always get the ideal job or do whatever you like, but it's very important to be self-aware. So you became a doctor because your father wanted to, you couldn't study because you didn't have that much money, or you went in IT because it was in scope at the time and people said you're going to earn well, but now you're not enjoying your job, but you cannot quit because now you have IT background and experience, so who's going to hire you, who's going to take you? It's okay. It's okay to be in this situation. What's not okay is not to do anything about it, not to be self-aware. And even, you know, we figure out in life our choices, our self-made choices evolve as well. Like for me, when I joined PNG, I had like hit everything that I had on my list to hit. Okay, I've made it, this is my career, I'm going to retire here, die here, be a CEO one day here, that's it. But 10 years later, who knew? I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be in a corporate environment, FMCG, I didn't want that. And that's alright. But when you have this self-awareness and when you think about it, when would you do it? The only time you're going to do it is when you step back, you stop, and you actually think, what is my purpose in life? Why am I here? What's the purpose of my career? Is it just to, and it's okay for some people, they really want to be rich. It's the job that pays really well. Corporate banking, investment banking, that's where the money is. Go, stock exchange, do it, great, but just know it. So I think this is the starting point, and the reason I say having a career purpose that inspires action, most of us are the most productive and the most actionable when we know our purpose. When you know that this is what I'm after, or you know how we have little milestones, okay, I have a wedding coming up in 20 days, kapde banane hain, ye karna hai, darzi ke paas jana hai, blah blah blah, and you make a whole laundry list of things you have to do because you know it's happening in 20 days, I have to do this, I have to do blah blah. What about your careers? You know, just going with the flow, and let's see where the waves take me and where the water takes me. It's the most important thing in your life. Why? Because for us as working women, like it or not, we spend most of our day working, 8 hours, 10 hours, sometimes for people who are in banks, 12 hours. So that's where you spend most of your life. Do you want to spend your life in something you don't like doing? Or you want to spend your life in something that you know is just, okay, I'm just doing it for the heck of it, you know? You don't want that. So what we're going to do is, and this is where you touched upon topics like career direction, transition, how to grow, how to network and all of this. When it comes to coaching, it takes time to figure out your purpose. So I work with clients, for instance, who maybe work together and figure out what their life purpose is, and then link it back to career, and then specifically what the career purpose is. And it takes time, so usually I do like a 1 hour session over a period of 2-3 months, like 8 to 10, 12 maybe good sessions to figure this out. And we work on what their, again, diving into the core, what the person is, what their values are, what their beliefs are, what they think they're here in the world for, what's their personality, what's their strengths, what are their skills, and then finding that sweet spot that we call purpose and linking everything back to it. So, of course, we don't have that much luxury of time here in the workshop, but I still thought to just give you a flavor. We'll touch the tip of the iceberg by doing this little activity, and just to give you a head start on how we could go about it. I'll keep guiding you along the way once we have the stuff. And this is just examples. So basically what I want you to do is think about this wheel as your career, okay? And then think about what is important to you in your career. It doesn't have to be what's written here, what is important to you as a person. Money, travel, exposure, growth, fun, learning, development, people, whatever it is. And then you label it, and then we'll move on once you have this. Remove this so that you... There's a couple extras. Have you done this exercise before? Okay. Oh, great.
So I just saw numbers there. So.
No, that's gonna come later.
Okay, so I just thought we'll have to rank it.
Great. So we'll rank it first, then we'll do another rank. Okay?
So
So what is the most arc like this? So let's say 1, 2, 3, so if let's say you're giving an 8 to it, you can do an arc like this and put it here. So this is your level of satisfaction. How satisfied are you, let's say, with money in your career right now? If it's a 10, you're super satisfied. If it's a 1, you're not satisfied at all. Okay, so do your rank the level of satisfaction for each of these elements.
And for those who are not currently working,
Then rank your level of satisfaction with where you are right now. So let's say if you're not working and whatever the factor is. If you're not working, let's say you're not happy with money, rank it low. Which one that is. And it should also be hopefully something that's important to you. So let's say you scored, okay, I'll not pick on money again. Travel. Let's say you had ranked travel as the second most important thing in your career and you've given it a 3. So in your job currently you don't get to travel a lot. So it's a low score. Think about one lowest score, important factor, and think about what is in your circle of influence that you can do. So when you're working, there are a lot of things that we cannot do much about. Your job, let's say, does not require travel. That's how things are. You cannot do much about it. In your circle of influence, within your powers, what can you do about it? How can you, let's say, if you've given a score of 3, which is very low, how can you maybe move the score up to 5 and 6? Little efforts that you could do.
When I try to rank it at how much have I accomplished that particular factor, I realize I'm just matured on that stage already. Although that's the most important thing in my life, but I've been there and I've done it already.
Yeah.
So something that's still there in the list, something that's equally something.
Give an
that's
example
a little
that's
less-
not too
For example,
Yeah.
I just talked through my reel only.
Yeah, sure.
that is-
We'll go
For
around
example,
and
accomplishment and recognition is something that's very important to me. That's like number 1 on my career wheel.
Okay.
But if I look at my career and the current role that I am or whatever I've achieved so far, I feel I've accomplished a lot, through my own recognition, through my work, through learning, challenging myself. So I think I'm an 8 over there. So it's number 1 in the list, but I'm 8 over there. But if I look at another factor which is making an impact on somebody's life, which is like a number 2, but I feel I'm still a number 2 or number 3 there. The accomplishment rate is not as high as it should have been. So something that's very important again to me, but I've not accomplished that even in my 8-9 years of my career.
And is it something, so the second one which is making an impact,
Yeah.
is it something that you think about or it stays on your mind?
Yeah, because I have a team, right? So there are some people who report to me, and then there's a cross-functional team. So whenever I'm able to add some value in their life, and when they come back to me and they tell me that this is how it helped, so I feel super accomplished over there. So that's what is important for me. So it could be getting famous, that could be the route, but I feel that has always, something that has kept me going. When somebody has actually approached me and told me that, hey, you told me this and I did that, or you helped me with this, or this was the advice, or whatever the problem solution may be. So if I was part of their life, and if I was able to make a mark there, and when they came back and they said that yes, it helped, so it has always been something I really cherish. So I think that's a lag that has happened, and I've not done a lot over there. And I have done more in my
And
circle
what
of
were the
influence.
points you wrote, that things that you could do in your circle of influence about it?
Again, currently, like I said, that I'm working and I have people, so I think more talking out with them and finding out of what's bothering them. If there may be, like I do a yearly feedback session with my team, so maybe I should be doing that more frequently and talking to them. So it's not just work that always needs help, there's something else out there also, and there might be something that's bothering them. So it's not just for them, it's for me. So it will keep me going, it will make me happy, it will make me satisfied that I'm making an impact there. So
Very good, very inspiring.
great.
Anyone else?
well, the second one, which ऐसे ही मिल रही थी.
That's great.
For me, the first important thing is I will use the word good reputation rather than recognition of my work. The most important thing for me, good reputation at my workplace, no matter it's my boss or my team. The second important thing, of course, money. But the third point is I want to make my career to earn money for the charity. I mean, my husband is doing mashallah good to run the house, right? No matter it's my kids, education, anything else. Since I'm not working, ये 7-8 महीने से, so I feel I cannot give money to the needy ones. I want to work, I mean, kind of microfinancing, you can say, to the unprivileged one. So I want to earn money for them. Of course, I'm helping my husband as well to run the family, but the major part is So मेरे ख्याल से this is the most important thing. I want to make my career forward to earn the money for the charity. I want to do something for the unprivileged ones.
And what do you think you can do about it?
There are certain particular departments which I have been thinking of. One is microfinancing to my mercies and other people. The second thing which I have come to know that हमारे यहाँ mercy, they are so anemic. I want to work on their health as well. The third thing is the most popular thing, education of the street children. I don't know, I'm not sure, but there are 3 things in my mind which I want to pursue.
That's a beautiful thought. Very good, excellent. See how when you step back and you just take a bigger, bird's eye view, a bigger picture on your life, on your career, you come up with these things that in the daily rut we don't even think of. So go to work, come back, khana banao, ye karo, wo karo, and your day's over. Okay, anyone else? Go ahead.
When you're a student, you don't really know how the corporate world works. So finance was always my thing. But ever since I've joined the workplace, trust me, I think I get bored of my work almost daily. And I wonder, what am I doing? Like, why can't I just get some other degree and switch my field? I don't want to do this stuff. Number one that I have ranked like the least is like my work is repetitive, nothing new. It's not project based. And a second thing that I would like to mention is my work is not recognizable because it's so repetitive. It's so something that you do daily. Almost everybody in the team is doing it. There's no recognition at all. Not
What do
even
you
the whole
do? You said you were
organization.
in Nepal, right?
Yeah. It's
What do you
more finance related. Finance of the marketing department. I look up the invoicing, budgeting.
Okay.
It's finance, but trust me, this is not what I pictured while I was studying. We were studying stocks and we were studying stock market.
Oh, but we study and what we do at work has nothing to do with each other. That's why when you said that, I will get another degree, you don't need another degree. You don't need any degree.
No teacher tells you that, that being a girl in investment banking is maybe a little difficult for you in the long run. So organizations don't have stocks. You won't be dealing in any of it. So I think marketing people are very lucky in that, and maybe the HR as
Ross
well.
is always greener on the other side. Probably marketing, maybe I'm sure there are a lot of roles and a lot of things that that are not that
But I always find bosses always say the backbones of the company is sales and marketing.
Yeah.
Which is why other departments feel
They get recognized.
They always say sales and marketing are the backbone of my company.
If their campaign runs really well, the work is like recognized throughout the organization. What about us? Come on, we do this stuff as
We
well.
gave you the money to do it.
So what do you think you do about it?
So for recognition, I don't think I couldn't come up with anything that I could do. For the reputation or overcoming the reputation, I think maybe I could dig deeper in the processes, maybe learn something new within the organization, maybe talk to a few people what I can do about it.
But is it something that you really don't enjoy and you want to take a step back and think about maybe doing something else? Or you want to still stay within there and see how you can make it better?
No, I don't think I want to do repetitive work. It's very boring. While studying, I never thought of workplace being like this.
The only thing I can tell you is completely step out of it. Step out of it. Whatever you're doing right now, keep it as like a career identity. What do I do? And never be limited with what you can do or what you know already, because you can always learn, you can always grow, you can get certifications or whatever you need, but the most important thing is figuring out, and it's a great chance. How many people are there who work 10 years, 15 years in a profession and either they didn't figure out that they don't enjoy doing that, or when they do it's too late. So it's very important that very early on in your career you're getting this realization that I don't enjoy going to work, I don't like it. Very good. You have the time to make changes. You can study, you can learn, you can explore stuff. Do that.
For me, the most important thing in my career is appreciation. which
Yeah.
we don't get it anywhere, in any school, by any administration. So for me, yes, appreciation is important.
Yeah.
Money is, I would say, I'm happy with what I'm getting right now. Traveling, no, I have to travel a lot. And I want to have my own, my own structure, my own Montessori would say, where I would like to kill this statement कि when you don't have anything to do, just do teaching. Teaching karo, that's so easy.
Yeah.
I want to kill this statement and I will seriously not allow anybody who's not trained in my school. So no, अगर नहीं है कुछ करने को, then sit back home, cook whatever you want to do, but don't come to school.
You know, by the
Because
way, sorry to cut you, but this is such a, and don't want to be a racist by saying this, but it's such a Pakistani thing.
Yeah,
Because
it certainly is.
teachers are so
Exactly.
valuable and they're recognized by, in a lot of developed societies for
That's
what they
true.
do.
That's our society dilemma, yeah.
Exactly,
I
exactly.
disagree with that. Actually, like it's a global problem.
Yeah?
Yeah, as a teacher myself,
Yeah.
and as someone who just did a master's, it's a global problem. Teaching just the way that schools have developed, it's not a well-respected.
But you don't feel it's more here, even more?
You know what? My experience is very different. And like when I was filling this in, I sort of ended up being very happy with where I am right now. I feel like there's a lot of
All
scope.
schools around Karachi or whatever you say,
Yeah.
that they really don't think that okay ये train है या नहीं है. As far as she is okay with what you're doing.
I know I can earn a lot, but I'm too lazy. I'm very creative. I think a lot, and I take a start. Like I just took a start of the workshop. Okay,
Yeah.
so which nobody can do it. I did it, and I personally think this is a sense check basically. So if I do it, if I know I have ideas, I have people who are ready to put money to have my own school, but I'm too lazy. I just
What can you do about your laziness?
I think I should
Talk to your sister.
She doesn't know. I have I trust people very quickly.
Yeah.
So she's little bit concerned about that, and you'll trust them. They do something bad, and then you'll keep on crying. Like I helped that person, I helped this
Yeah.
girl, and now she. And
We are
I'm
not discussing domestic issues.
no, but I'm just saying, I know I can do it. I
Yeah.
know I can be a helping hand. I know I can have my own school at a very young age.
Yeah.
And I like, like I want my own finances. I don't like having sympathies of donations and charity and stuff. I want to have my own school, and yes, I want to teach those who really cannot afford. Street children,
Yeah.
but not from that background. Ke thoda bahut bhi completely street children.
Yeah.
And I want to show the world basically okay, it's just a step that education which can change the lives.
Yeah.
They can change the life, but for that I need to come out of my
Education sector and like but I think there's a lot of great initiatives working towards it. So in terms of my career, I'm pretty happy with the kind of roles that I've been offered and the kind of growth that I'm experiencing. What I would like to do eventually is to become independent and to have not a charity run school but my own school that is a not-for-profit. And I just got back, so I feel like I am headed towards that direction in a little bit. But yeah, I don't have a lot to say right now.
Yeah. Very good, excellent.
And cost effectiveness. So this is the thing, I keep on doing it, so I'm very satisfied with what I'm doing. And yeah, innovation is something that should be there in each and every field. You should create something new, no matter how repetitive your work is, but you should try something new daily on daily basis. That is something that makes you feel happy. Otherwise it's all the fields at the end they become repetitive.
I'm from a very different background because I am teaching Islamic studies in the department where the thinking and the picture of environment is totally changed and different. So I do enjoy my job, teaching university students and making a different picture of a teacher in that environment is a thing which increase my satisfaction level. Because university teachers are thought to be so much selfish, so much rude, and they are not so much friendly, and they are just, you can say, exploiting the new generation.
Yeah.
They are not focusing on their career coaching, they are not focused, because whenever we get new batch, and it's very unfortunate that the students don't know where they want to go. And the first step they want to take, they took wrong step because of the marriage, because of there are so many problems they are facing at that situation. So my objective initially is to just make them clear at the first stage, so that they can go higher without wasting time, the time that I have wasted. Because as I want to be an artist, or I want to be a fashion designer, or some sort of thing like that, the creative things I want to do. I love to do creative things. But I am in teaching field. I also love that. But I just want to make students do best for the things that they can do. But they are not appreciated. They are just pushed, or they are forced to join our department because of the low merit.
Yeah.
So it makes me miserable that they are learning that they don't want to learn. So why they are wasting the golden 2 years of their life? One thing is that, and the thing which I am missing in my job is creativity. That I can't put creativity in Islamic studies. I have to teach the things which are very much serious, and that they can't be. I try my best to include many things like PowerPoint presentations, and I want to make the students to do surveys, so that they have some sort of a different environment, while not only that just listening to lectures and boring, and the teachers do the same things. Other thing is that for myself, which I really want to do, is that I have completed my early childhood education course. I have completed that. I feel that the early period of a child from 0 to 8 years are so precious. So precious that the mother should be trained well for the growth of their child. And I am very much observational. I see mothers, they are so careless, they are so, what I don't know to use for them, that they don't bother, and that they don't know what to do with their own kids. So they are just, the children is growing physically, but he's or she is not growing mentally, and or enhancing his or her skills. So for this purpose, I want to start a business, or some sort of counseling, or these type of things, or business in that sense. I want to make toys. Because I am creative, so I have a lot of ideas to make different toys for 0 to 8 years, and I have made at home. I do see videos of hacks and these type of things. So I love to make toys for them, that not for fun, to learn. Because when fun and learning is just combined together, it makes an excellent influence on the children. That's
Super, very interesting. Yeah, very thought-provoking. Very good. Thank you so much. Anita.
When I was just doing my career way, actually I felt like I'm trying to do a lot in a minimum time. Like I said, I do a lot.
Want to break, or you're good to go? Good to go?
Anyone want water?
If you want water, if you need a bio break, just step out, that's fine. Here, in the interest of time, what I've done is, it's not a holistic list, it doesn't cover everything that I can possibly tell you about writing a resume, like, in the interest of time, we focus on the top big stuff, and the, important yet basic stuff like formatting and bullet points, and how to write, what to write first, what to write next. In your hobbies, don't write I like to cook biryani with chan masala. These kind of things I skipped. Top big ones I focused on, and we'll talk about that. So there are 8 tips to write a resume. We'll talk about it. So tell me, what do you think? Talking about purpose again, what is the number one purpose of a resume? What does it help you with?
My introduction, my first introduction to anyone.
Okay.
Towards my skills. And the first purpose would be, I want to impress the reader, so that he can call me for interview. It could be like that.
Okay.
I think purpose depends on at what stage you are actually preparing resume for. I mean, if you look at it as a student, if we are looking for a first job, I think we would like to highlight our educational achievements. Whereas if I am a below tier worker, there I would like to highlight my experience. So the resume should be according what are you expecting from that resume.
So what I mean to ask is just to rephrase, not the objective of the resume, like what should be in there, what does it help you with? So any resume for a student, anyone, anything, any profession, what does it help you get? Okay.
Just briefly
I
tell
think
us
it's
about the person as a professional.
Actually, it explains the reader who you are.
Okay. Okay. I think you
in a pile of a lot of resumes, you stand out. Your resume will be catchy.
Okay.
We're all striving for it.
Yeah, impressive.
Short person.
End of the day. But there are 10,000 people who are graduating, right? So even if you're preparing a student resume, how does your resume stand out among that lot?
Yeah.
So that's
Okay,
the purpose.
okay. Cool. So based on research, the number one purpose of a resume is to win an interview. You alluded on it a bit. The point here being is a resume, yes, all of the things you said are correct. It should stand out, it should, there are pile of resume, everything. But a resume is your door to an office for an interview, and that's it. That's where it ends. Because at the interview, 40% of a hiring decision is based on personality. So when you know this, again, when you are very clear that this document that I'm writing, which is a resume, is at best, even if it's like super amazing and everything, is only going to get me an interview. Because how much of your personality and how much of who you are, you can write in a document. So that's why it's very important, of course, to make it stand out and do everything. But then interview is what you're after. You're not going to get the job through a resume. Once you go to that interview and you impress them with all your personality and your charisma and style and everything, then of course series of interviews and then you might get a job. So that's first. My number one tip always for a resume is have one resume for each employer. How many of you have a single standard resume that you post everywhere?
No, I always change according to the
Very
job
good.
description,
Very good.
which comes in the newspaper or website. I always change.
Very good, very good. But most of us, including myself when I started out, one standard resume, this is what I've done, I don't want to waste my time, We think that it's a waste of time, but actually it significantly decreases our, possibility of getting an interview or a job because we don't tailor it. So it's extremely important to tailor your resume, like you said, Noreen, for each employer and each job role. So one, it's important because even if you say, okay, I'm in the FMCG category and I will only apply within FMCG, even within that, there are differences within companies, what one is interested in, what the company's business goals are, and then what the job role is, the job that you're applying to. So it's very important to tailor it, and what you can do is, it's a simple tip. Use, like you said, the job ad, the description, the JD, whatever they've advertised on LinkedIn or whichever website you use. Use the description of the words, the nouns they've used to highlight in your resume, because you should be able to talk for in terms of their language. That's what they're looking for, and that's what this can. So that's number one tip. Number two is back up your qualities and strengths. How many times do we read in a resume? I've read that a lot. I'm creative, I'm a problem solver, I'm a team player, I'm disciplined, I don't know God knows what. It's just fluff. That's all fluff. Because if you don't back it up with, okay, you're creative, very good. How were you creative in your previous experience at school, at college, university? What did you do? If you don't back that up, then okay, I can write all of this in my resume and nobody's going to believe it. So instead of inflating, your strengths or your qualities with these adjectives, you can write them, but then always make sure that in your experience you back it up. Back it up with how did you, let's say I'm a team player, how were you a team player? What did you achieve, through teamwork? This is a very important one. Also, not done well a lot of times. Achievement instead of responsibility. So, you're writing your different career experience and you have, let's say, experience in this company, and below that, the title. So, I was an account manager in this company, and below that, what people generally write is a JD.
Yeah.
So my responsibility was to manage the books and the accounts and then to close the budgets and the annual. Okay, but that's in the JD. What did you do? So focus. Exactly. Because there's a difference between what you're supposed to do and what you delivered on. So make sure that you're focusing on achievement instead of responsibilities. Don't write a JD there. What you can do is you can give a brief intro. Let's say I'm a teacher. As part of my teaching to Montessori, this is my role, what I do. Briefly, 2 lines. I work on the development of children, blah blah. And then what did I deliver? I did this, I did this, I did that, and then you know, mention your achievements. While you're doing that, make sure that you quantify your achievements into tangible results. Because again, it's very important, numbers are very important, and this is what, you know, every company is looking for. Make sure that you have quantifiable. So I helped the sales team achieve a target of 30%, and through that, you know, they were able to, you know, achieve their business goals, whatever. So make it tangible. Accomplishments should be unique to you. Now that's a very important one. Most of the time when we're working in a big team, it's everyone's work, it's a team work, but whenever you can, and most of the time you're also not the leader of the team or heading the team, and you're part of a big team working together, make sure that the way you write your accomplishments, you somehow try to mention what was your role in it. Even if you're working a team, you have a role, right? Either you're finance, you're marketing, you were organizing the event, you're doing something. So within this particular thing that we achieved, I did X, Y, Z. So make sure that, you know, it's unique to you. And finally, explain the benefit of your skills. So this is also very important. Let's give an example. You are working for, or your project delivered 10% growth. You're working in sales, and you've written in your resume, grew the sales by 10% through innovation and creativity, blah blah. Very good, excellent. You have a tangible result of 10%, and you have mentioned how you did that by whatever innovation pipeline, whatever. How did it help the company? So make sure that whatever you are writing in terms of your skills, your strength, your achievements, your results, links back to the company objectives. You know, so it should be more like achieved the 10% sales growth that helped meet company's profit margin by 20%, whatever, wherever possible. Not everything you can put numbers, wherever possible. Okay, this one. It's not like, this is my personal tip. It's not everybody will tell you this. Some people have, of course, different point of views. A lot of people still have career objectives and these kind of things at the top of their resume. I don't think career objectives do anything to your resume, nothing. Because what would you write in there? What do you write in your objective then with the first line if you have it on your resume? What do you write? Very good.
I have a profile.
Very good. For those who have it, what do you write there?
There was a time I used to have it actually, when I started off my career. So the objective is to land in a multinational, in a marketing department, something.
Yeah. Someone else?
To work in a highly competitive working environment, you know.
Those kinds of words, yeah.
Marketing thing, same.
Yeah. Now tell me, if you knew that the average time the hiring manager, recruiter, whoever's looking at your resume, they spend on your resume is 6 seconds. Would you write that as the first number one most important thing on your resume? And imagine if your resume is 2 pages, 3 pages, whatever. That's the number one thing. I am seeking a challenging position. And, you know, it's BS, honestly. Like, you know,
And everybody
so generic. It's so generic. They're not gonna. They know that you've applied for this particular role already, and by writing this seeking a challenging position, you're not telling them anything. So I always advise people, instead of having an objective, they know your objective. You've applied for this position, great. Write a summary, because right after that, most often you have your work experience starting, and if you have a lot of years of experience, you will have a longer resume, and then it's like a laundry list of in this job I did this and this job. So use that summary to really be kind of a 3-line executive summary of your resume. If they have 6 seconds, they should spend that 6 seconds on those 3 lines, and those 3 lines should ideally briefly tell them the best, most unique things about you.
So, Samia, just one quick thing to add here. I was at a consulting firm in London, and I had a hiring manager who used, and you're talking about hundreds of CVs for 3 jobs or 5 jobs, and she used to not even look at CVs that had these things at the job. So literally, I used to sit with her, and she used to go like, no, if they don't know how to do this properly, they don't know how to do the job properly. And I know that's a bit harsh, but I mean, it does get to that place. So like Samia said, it doesn't. Is that the first thing you want them to see about you?
Yeah.
Like she literally used to go like, okay, not this person.
Yeah, exactly.
Regardless of school results, not this person.
And think about, like, when you're writing a 100-page report, you're doing a research or a thesis, you always give an executive summary. Of course, for the 100 pages, it's a 1 page or whatever. For your resume, 3 lines, maximum 4 to 5 lines. Just highlight this is who I am. I have 10 years of experience, 10 years of experience in marketing. I am whatever. Again, back up the words if you're writing. I'm a team player and this and that. So make sure later you're backing it up. And the most important thing that you do not want them to miss in those 6 seconds right there. Yeah. All right. The fifth one, very important, use keywords to game the system. Now, be it big companies, small companies, everyone has those HR, system trackers and scanners and ARS and those things that they say. They use keywords to track their resumes. A lot of time, there's no manual person actually reading your resume, it's a scanner, and they use these keywords. Where do they get those keywords from? From their job description. So if someone, if there's a job of a finance manager, what they've listed as responsibilities, a finance manager should do X, Y, Z, they will pick up some keywords, and in all the resumes, they will look for that. In the resumes they get through LinkedIn, through other job portals, and even these keywords are customized for SEO on portals. So I don't know what you have here in Pakistan, like Naukri.com, whatever, Beth.com, what we have in Dubai. It's the resumes that are going there are scanned through this. Linking back to the first point, which was tailor your resume for every job, this is going to help you with that. So if you're already tailoring your resume and you're looking for the keywords that they are looking for, and you're smartly mentioning those keywords in your story, in your resume, this is going to be caught by the system, and your resume hopefully will land somewhere. All right. Action verbs. What are action verbs?
Provoke you to do something.
Yeah, so action oriented. So and then a lot of stuff is online. So even if, let's say, you're looking at your particular field in marketing and finance and auditing, in teaching, what are the verbs that are used? You can even check online. There are lists of action verbs. These are verbs like what you did. I designed, I delivered, spearheaded growth, stimulated, executed. So make sure, what I tell usually people, a simple formula of writing a sentence. Start with an action word, follow it by a quantifiable result, and then say how you achieved it. Example, spearheaded growth by 20%, quantifiable result in no scattered information. So, and this is especially for people who very relevant for women. We have career breaks, we have babies, sometimes you're working, sometimes you're not working. You might have a degree in one thing and you started doing something else. Even if that's not the case, it's very important to come across, because you're writing a long document, right? And as we grow old and our experience, we continue gaining experience, we have a lot of stuff to write, and we want to write every single thing and every little job that we've had. It's very important. So make sure you prioritize, you write only the most important now, and make sure it comes across as one story, one unified story. The way you would write, let's say, I'm from marketing background, sorry, I give a lot of marketing examples, but it's very important for it all to come together. So if you did 1 year of drama in your college, and then you did some accounts for 2 years, and then what is the common thread tying everything together? What, maybe there was something, the kind of roles you did maybe were similar, or the kind of things that you delivered were similar. How you can kind of make it more cohesive, because the more you do that, you will come across decisive. You know what you want to do, so they don't go like, okay, so she's applied for finance, but 8 years of experience is in marketing, so I don't know what she wants. Most important, keep your CV updated always, always. Why? Why is it so important to keep your CV updated?
So that whenever you get any other good opportunity for the growth, you can send within a second.
Exactly.
ये नहीं कि एक हफ्ते तक CV बनाए तब तक job posting अभी टाइम नहीं मिला, अभी update करनी है मुझे. At times आप भूल भी जाते हैं कि यार और क्या क्या किया था मैंने वहाँ पे. So जैसे ही हुआ वैसे करने आओ.
Exactly. What else?
I think it gives you a self-check कि what have you done actually.
Yeah.
It's a self-checker कि आप कहाँ तक पहुँच गए and
You get time to see your CV again and again during the job.
नहीं, मैं पर यही कह रही हूँ ना कि लूज, I mean if I'm चलो 2 महीने बाद में बैठी अच्छा CV भेजनी है कहीं या कोई ऑप्शन है तो फिर you forget कि अभी आप खुद क्या कर रहे हैं, कहाँ तक पहुँचे, you forget. और फिर वो मेरी एजुकेशन में आप कभी-कभी भूल जाते हैं क्योंकि since I'm currently studying तो वो पार्ट रह जाता है कि अपडेट में क्या रह गया. People think अच्छा भी आपके 1 साल है, 2 साल है. I often feel embarrassed कि अच्छा मैंने CV नहीं अपडेट किया, 6 महीने रह गए.
Exactly.
I've seen a call from a headhunter or a referral from a friend for a job, and a quick
Yeah.
interview you have to do and a CV you have to take, and if the interview is next week and your CV was updated 3 years ago,
Yeah, exactly. Then it'd be like, doing an
So it's
all-nighter
just-
writing for,
Yeah.
and you obviously won't write a quality document in such a short time.
And honestly, one more thing, especially in other markets like London and everywhere, you never know what can happen to your job. Sometimes your entire department might be let go, frankly. So it's good to have your CV updated all the time for worst case scenario. That's
Exactly.
the reason.
Yeah. You stole everything I had to say, so it's
Oh.
all there.
There you go.
Yes. If you're not active, even if you're not active, even like sometimes you get some opportunities of, it's not job related, a volunteering activity or something that you are nominated for an award somewhere and they want to have a bio or something that you, something, something, a document that is always updated, has the most recent qualifications, achievements, everything, and you can just send it off. You want to pick up some side work, you want to do like, some side activities, you want to write, you want to do anything. And like Sarah said, in case the worst happens, so, downsizing, I'm sorry, you don't have your job anymore, and you're like, oops, okay. And sometimes immediately they make you redundant and you don't even have access to your laptop, everything is taken away and you don't have access to your files, and it's difficult doing that. Very good. With that, we are done with the 8 tips. But another question. So a great resume helps you in getting an interview, hopefully a job. But what do you think really is at the heart of getting a job? Resume is, let's say, the first step to the door of an interview. What do you think really, really gets you a job?
Your interview, of course.
Yeah.
How much you're successful to impress the interviewer, or in case you have any test there, then of course the test first.
What else?
Yes, it's your personality, your own personality that eventually helps you. So anybody can get a good resume, but yeah, so like she said, interview and how you behave during that interview, the overall yourself. So yeah, it's you basically.
It is. What else besides you? You know it. Say it.
I don't know if I know it now. It's no pressure, right? I think it's also the fit and what the company is looking for. Whether because frankly, we spend so much time at our job, and it's not just about landing a job. It's about finding a fit.
Yeah.
And what satisfies. And I think if you really want that job and if they think you're a good fit, then I think it's a good match.
Yes. All answers are correct. There's nothing what I have on the slide.
Just before you go on, it's very timely because yesterday we put up a blog post on tips on CV writing.
Oh, you did?
Please do check it out. It's very timely.
Oh,
that we
okay.
put it up, yeah.
Amazing. Okay. I plan to write a blog on it as well, so yeah, let's check it out. So, this is what it is. Networking. And why? Let me give you some numbers. Only 5% of job seekers, and this is through various sources that I pulled out these numbers, 5% of job seekers obtain jobs through ads. Why is that? 60% of job ads are fake. Why is that? Because a lot of times recruiters, because just to scan the market, recruiters post fake jobs to see who is out there, how many people they're going to get for a certain role, and just to see how the market is. The job ads are fake most of the time. Only 15 to 20% of all available jobs are ever publicly advertised in any medium. Now these are global figures. Of course there are differences by markets, but if I talk just about Pakistan and Dubai, I think this is 101% correct. Because from everything I know, I've learned, they call Wasta in Dubai, and here I'm sure it's like Sifarish or Karchi or a lot of different words. But before even the job hits on LinkedIn or blog or whatever job portal they're using, it's gone. They've selected.
Sometimes already sold.
I personally know through my husband, through different people, let's say in Dubai, they posted a job just for the heck of it, because obviously
That's a policy
and policy and everything. They had shortlisted candidates, they had done interviews, they were 90% there, they were just closing the deal with the person, and that's it. And then the 700 people are going to apply to that job, obviously. Nobody's resume is going to, even be checked, which is the first step, which was the first step. Then you have interviews. So imagine, so if you don't network, there are very little chances that you get a job, because 60% people who find jobs have located them through networking. Yeah. Okay, so tell me, what do you think networking is, and what do you think are some of the challenges you face with networking? Or what here in Pakistan, in your job, in your society, in your interactions with people, what are some examples of networking? How do you do it? How do you do it?
Friends, ex-colleagues.
Yeah.
We need to stay in touch with ex-colleagues because most of the times they help you land jobs.
Yeah.
Classmates.
Yeah. Who else?
So, for me, networking isn't just sifarish. Yeah. Sifarish would be a very negative word, I would say. I don't know if networking is a more serious tone to that, but for me, networking would be that yes, I'm friends with somebody or I've worked somewhere in some space with them and I've proved myself.
Yeah.
And only then if they go to some other organization or if they have any other opening, so they'll propose my name or suggest me for that or give me a call. So for me, that's not sifarish. That's
Yes.
not something based on, that's
Yes.
for me, networking is based on merit. That's because I've performed, I've done well, so they like me for my performance
Yeah.
and not just because I'm their friends or their
Of course,
baby
of
or
course,
something.
of course,
So it's not sifarish, it's a more
of the recommendation.
more serious stuff, yes. It's more serious than sifarish. I would say.
कंपनीज रिकमेंडेशन पे ज़्यादा जाती है कि जब कोई रेफरेंस के साथ आए हैं
That's
तो it's
true.
more
Yeah, sorry, just to clarify, reference or sifarish or anything
Yeah.
is just one thing on the side.
Yeah.
It's not networking. Networking
Exactly.
is broader, it's positive,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
like
the biggest
exploring,
proponent of it is
exactly.
that you must do it.
course. Like I said, I'm doing my MBA in Engineering program and I met a lot of people from different companies, different industries, different age brackets. Some were married with two children and they were still studying. I mean, it was great knowing those people कि भाई हम काम करके थक रहे हैं पढ़ने में वो बच्चे भी संभाल रहे हैं and they're coming up in evening and studying those courses. So networking is like exploring yourself as well. When you're knowing other people, you get to know yourself as well. कि उन्होंने तो इतना achieve कर लिया, मैं अभी भी यही हूँ, तो you are making a self check. अच्छा ये अगर ये कर सकते हैं, तो you can put yourself up for a challenge and find out कि हाँ ये भी कर सकते हैं.
Yeah.
It gives you more avenues to know more knowledge base की आपकी add होती है उसके साथ साथ. It's a lot of things going on in networking actually.
the employee finds it very easy rather than checking all the CVs and interviewing hundreds of people.
Yeah.
They also find it easy कि अच्छा तुम्हारे reference है ये तो वो ज़्यादा बेहतर होता है.
Exactly.
Of course merit पे ही होता है. Of
Yeah.
course merit.
Yeah.
Government jobs नहीं है कि हाँ जी sign का sign है.
I won't say it's a sifarish, but I would say कि it's a little
Sifarish
push to your CV. A little push to, I mean, if I would use a positive word, कि आपकी CV push हो जाती है on the order.
Yeah.
That's what your networking would help you.
Yeah, a
Somebody
deserving
get-
push, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Yes, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
And the challenges that you're just asking, there might not be like-minded people around you. Yeah, even in an organization or even in a bunch of friends or even when you're studying, like she said that they're married, she has kids, so she cannot really empathize with the problems that she's going through or vice versa the case may be. But even then you want to talk out and meet and be friends with or at least know them personally. So yeah, you might not land up with like-minded people always. So there is a challenge when you start networking.
Think about it yourself. Let's say you are the employer, you are the hiring manager, you're looking for a report team for yourself in your team. No sifarish, nothing, keep that aside. What would be a good place for you to start? I'm sure the first step that comes to your mind is not posting the job on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, of
But
course.
start talking. You talk, okay, guys, I'm looking for an ABM.
Exactly.
Can you tell me, do you know someone? Like, yeah, she does ask me all the time about that. Do you know someone? And that someone doesn't mean it's a particular sifarish. Someone qualified, someone good, and that's how it is. And you know what I was saying earlier, that a lot of jobs are not advertised because through this word of mouth, which is networking, do you know this, do you know this, people end up finding candidates very quickly.
Yeah.
You know, the job market is very competitive,
Yeah.
people are always looking.
It's less costly, less time.
Exactly.
And if you're talking about some challenges, like I have a list of people who are working in different sectors, but only I will just send that particular message or that information to somebody I know would give me good people. So even that trust is very important that that particular person is successful in their career. So they would give me that kind of people that I want.
Exactly.
So there's a list of people that you know, but you not talk to everybody about it.
Exactly.
So you'll also keep that specific to some people.
I think a chance of risk decreases. That
Yeah.
you won't have the risk of failure of employer or that you will have someone in your company that might be not good for you. So that's why we use networking rather than to advertise.
And so,
I have a challenge actually, a personal one with networking. So I feel that I always struggle making the relationship not transactional, because it can risk becoming, I want a job, therefore I'm getting in touch with you, and that's all I want from you. I want to get to a point where it's a mutually beneficial relationship that's genuine, built organically, and over a long time.
That's
So
really tough,
even when I don't need the job or they don't need something from me, we can stay in touch. We can not waste each other's time, but still have a professional networking relationship.
That's very important. That's extremely important.
That's an ongoing struggle.
We'll get one of the points I have here answers that, so we'll get to that later. Okay, so any other challenges? So we talked about finding like-minded people, how to make sure that we have genuine, authentic, organic relationships and not just transactional, I need this and you need that kind of stuff. What else? So challenges you face in your work,
How do you increase? It's just like fitting yourself in. Sometimes you find yourself, even if you want to meet those people and connect with them, they're not very welcoming about it, and you feel you're a misfit there. That's actually challenging sometimes.
Yeah, that's very, very fair.
Sometimes we really don't take it as a beneficial thing. कार्ड्स जमा करके ले आते हैं नेटवर्किंग इवेंट से और वो एक जगह डंप हो जाता है. तो if we just go through the cards and write a hello email or a hello text message, so it can remind us.
Very good point. Very good point. Okay, so I'll get to my top 5 tips on networking, and let's see if all your challenges are covered. If not, we can talk later as well. Okay, kick-ass networking. Again, I think the theme of today was all about purpose. We started with career purpose and the purpose of resume. Again, I am all about purpose and clarity and direction doors. So the most important thing, have a clear goal in mind. You are networking with someone. What are you networking for? And like Rabia very well said, that you might know people, but then knowing the right people who you need at this point. And you could have different reasons for networking. It's not always that I want a job. You want a job, maybe you are looking for just like-minded people to see how the market is. Maybe you want to start your own business, that's why you want to network. Maybe there are 20,000 reasons of networking, and sometimes there's no reason. You just want to be out there and network and know people, or you're new to a country, you just moved, relocated, and you've changed countries, and you just want to know how the market is, how the people are. So whatever is your reason at that point in your life, know that. Be clear that what your goal is. And then identify who you want to connect with. And my top tip usually is know your ideal clients. So these are the top people that you want to network with. Giving my own example, if I am a career coach who's working with millennials, I should try and go to networking events or meetups or whatever that has millennials. The first step to begin with. Then people who know your ideal clients. So yes, there might be they might not be millennials, but maybe I know of a parallel career coach or a counselor or someone, or let's say Saira, Dairay, who also works with a similar kind of profile, and we partner because she is going to know my ideal clients and she can help on that front. People who do business with your ideal clients. So maybe there's an organization, there's an entity, they are selling, I don't know, just giving a random example, technology-related products, has nothing to do with my business, let's say, which is career coaching, but then their target market is also millennials, they're catering to technology. How can I find a fit? So it's very important to know what your plan is, why do you want to network at this point, and then who do you want to connect with? Because only when you know this, then you're gonna know which events to go, what to do. What is your specific and effective story? So if I were to ask everyone here, if you meet someone in an elevator, you only have 30 seconds to make an impression. Do you know what you want to say? Beyond introduction, Assalamu alaikum, mera naam Rabia hai. Beyond that, of course. Like, if you only have 30 seconds and you know that this guy is maybe an ideal client, what do you say to him? It's very important to know that. It's called an elevator pitch. There are different versions. There's a 30-second one, there's a 60-second one, there's one like, when you go on networking events or you go to workshops like this, and when I give you the chance of introduction, like introduce yourself, you have 30 to 60 seconds. What do you say? Put some thought in it. It's very important. Because again, there are thousands of people in networking events. You're going to get plenty of business cards, like your resume. How do you stand out? everything you do, you say is your personal brand. You know how much, for marketing people out here, how much time we spend about our brand values and our colors and our brand identity, and this is my architecture. You are a brand. You are a brand. Every post, every tweet, everything you write on social media, everything you say, everything you do through your actions is your brand. And these things like, you know, your elevator pitch, what are you going to go and say in your networking event, the choice of words, it's very important because it represents who you are.
One quick point for me here. Whenever I get an email from someone that says, I would like to have a coffee and stops at that, I never follow up because I don't know what to talk to you about. It's great to have a coffee with you, but what is the point of our conversation? Do you want to know about my job? Do you want to know about my school? What do you want to know to that point? What do you want to connect with?
Exactly. I can buy my own coffee.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No one owes you anything. No one owes you anything. No one owes you coffee. I don't owe anyone coffee. No one owes me a coffee. So I need to pitch my story and my purpose to them. If
Exactly.
not, no one has time.
Exactly. Okay. Oh, okay. So leading up to that, craft a perfect elevator pitch. So on this one, if you want, you can go on my website directiondos.com. I have a free downloadable elevator pitch tips. It's a top line. You have to write a 30-second, 60-second, 1-minute networking event, casual event, whatever. You can check that out. For the purpose of this, in the interest of time, I've just summarized some top points if you're writing it. So let's say you meet someone in the elevator, in a networking event, wherever. You have 30 to 60 seconds. Who you help. So let's say you have your own business, or you're looking for whatever you do. You're looking for a job, you're looking for networking. Who you help? What exactly do you do? What solution you provide? Okay. Why should they work with you? So it's more about the who, what, why. And as you do that, make sure your story is very clear, very interesting and memorable, because obviously nobody has time and they don't, remember everything that you're going to say. So let me give you an example. So let's say you are a blogger and you are looking for, you have a blogging business and you are looking for like-minded people to come. You want to drive traffic to your website. So you will keep it. So I am a blogger. I work with other bloggers, and you will have something which has a bit of social proof as well. So my blogging site was ranked #1, and I work with other bloggers to drive traffic to the website. So what I said is not that interesting, but of course you can make it even more interesting and memorable. Alright, so these are basically the steps when you're looking for an elevator pitch. And it's very top line. So of course, when you're looking, it should be customized based on your situation. So if you're looking for a job, then you will customize it differently. So I'm currently looking for a job in banking, and my experience has been in the last 10 years in corporate banking and blah blah. Okay. Back to what Saira said, extremely important. Networking is a two-way street. How many times you go to networking events and there are people who come like pouncing on you, like ambushing you and literally throwing you on the side. Hello, have you heard about wealth management? This is my business card and this is what I do, blah 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 blah. You haven't even said hi to me, hello. Why should I be interested in listening to you? A lot of people do that, don't do it. Networking is a two-way street. What do you mean by that? Be interested in what they have to say, and you will see very soon they'll be interested in what you have to say. So when you go and you're striking a conversation, just go and say, hello, how are you? How are you doing? What do you do? Oh, okay. You work here, very good. Just keep the conversation flowing by keep being interested in them. Never start by driving your agenda and pushing it down their throat. Okay? Don't do that. It's not all about you. Okay, the other one, meet and mingle, very important. Like what we were saying early on, we get busy, we have a hectic lifestyle, job, this and that, and we don't get time. It's extremely important to get yourself out there. And yes, you can rely on social media to find connections, LinkedIn and everything, but I always stress on the fact that there's nothing like a personal, physical interaction, one-to-one, face-to-face connection. Because yes, you can start a conversation, you can connect with someone on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever your medium is, but you will never develop a relationship that way. It's very important to meet people over coffee, in bars, whatever, restaurants, whatever, wherever you go. And to Rabia, back to your point on finding like-minded people, I think once you've done this exercise of, you know why you're networking at this point in your life, let's say you need a job, you know who are your ideal people you're looking for, who are going to help you get that job, you know what you have to say, which is your perfect pitch. It's going to be, but trust me, once you do this who, what, why, the marketing thing, it will be very easy to find like-minded people, because you would know where they are. You are looking for a job, let's say in marketing, you know that these are the specific companies you're looking for, you know that this is what you have to say about yourself, you will know where they are. There's a marketing conference happening, okay, you should go there. There's a colleague of yours who works in a MNC, FMCG, talk to her. Maybe she has friends, you know. So once your stuff is sorted and you know what you are doing and why you're doing it, it's very easy to find like-minded people. Last point, networking is not speed dating. So when we go to events, initially I used to do it, so I go to an event, there are like 50 people, oh my god, and then someone starts talking and I'm like, yeah, I was working, there are 40 other people I have to go, and how do I move, like how do I tell her, like, you know, it's okay, I heard you, and I used to sometimes say, oh, I need another drink, oh, I have to go to the restroom, I'll see you later, but then, you know, so it's important to know when to stop the conversation, and if the conversation is not going anywhere or you realize there's no fit or there's nothing you guys can help each other with, it's okay to, in a nice, polite way, to end that conversation, but then do not make it your mission in life to talk to all the 50 people there. It's not important. It's important to develop lasting, strong, you know, genuine, authentic, organic relationships. And trust me, you would know when you meet a lot of people and you know you're going out. You can know, you can scan, you can see who's relevant. And what I tell people all the time is, if you know you're going to an event and somehow you can get access to the guest list, check that out. Do your homework, check your guest list, see who's coming, who's invited, if possible, if there are profiles mentioned of those people, check their profiles and know upfront that, okay, these people are going to help me get that marketing job, and these are the people I'm going to go to that event, look for their faces and talk to them first. Go and talk to them. Just build you know, a good relationship. Last but not the least, always get a second date with, of course, the people you're interested in. So, you go to an event, like, you know, you said that we collect a lot of business cards, but then we don't follow up and we don't write to them. People you talk to, people you thought that maybe you didn't get enough chance to talk to, you just said hi, hello, but then you moved on to someone else. Make sure you have their cards, you have their details, you have their names from the guest list, whatever. And like, you know, like we say, strike while the iron is hot. As soon as you're back, not like this next moment, maybe in a day or two, send a follow-up email, say it was really nice meeting you, you know, it was great seeing you, and you know, whatever you want to say. Maybe you want to set up a follow-up meeting, you know, how about we catch up for coffee in a week? How about, I had a question on my mind that I didn't get the chance to ask you the other day, if you could help me with this and this, how about we set up a phone call, whatever you're interested in, just follow up and keep, you know, building that relationship. And always, like in every relationship, it's important to give first before you start asking for, can you help me with this and can you help me with that? So initially when I was very bad at networking at one point in my life, and I couldn't do it, and I couldn't, like, you know, I found it as if I'm imposing myself on people, and I'm going to go and like, what am I going to say, and they're strangers, and you know, I'm talking about events, like when you go to networking events. And then I learned it was so empowering when once I went to an event and there was a girl, she had come to Dubai for 2 weeks, she was on a visit visa and she was panicking big time. My visa is ending, I have 5 days and I've applied to these many places for a job, no one has called me for interview, and this, what can I do? And we started talking and I gave her some tips, how about you do this, and this was like 2-3 years ago. How about you do this and that, and help, I tried to help her as much as I could. I came back, I was like, okay, maybe, you know, I hope, I pray, inshallah she gets a job. 3-4 days later, I get a message from her on LinkedIn, and she was like, thank you so much, Samia, for your tips, and what you said, XYZ, this tip. So I gave her a few connections, numbers that people she could call. I called that person, blah, blah, she called me for an interview, I got a job, and you're the first person who came to my mind to tell this news. And that made my day so much, obviously. So it's not all about you. You just go there, and there are people who want something from you as well, and maybe you can help, and you can make a mutually beneficial relationship, you know. And I'm still in touch with her. She writes to me, and you know, we're in touch. So make sure you do that. Social media is amazing. Make sure you're, you know, connecting, and it's not all about just physically going, but connecting, emailing, writing. So that's it on networking. Any question? Are your challenges, everything is answered? Is there any question on networking you have? Because I know I've kept it very short. I had a lot more to say, but